favorite nights of the year because it gives me hope. I don't know about you, but the last couple of years have been rough, right? Like, really rough. And it just seems like so much in the world is going wrong. But tonight you're going to hear from 10 nonprofits and 10 incredible souls that are trying to make it right. So I hope that you keep that in mind as we go through the evening tonight. My name is Alexis Carrero, and some of you might know me as the Pitch Prof. I've been doing workshops for SEED20 for the last few years. I'm a pitch, presentation, and public speaking coach, and I also work on teams with storytelling as well. I work with nonprofits and corporate teams to help them engage and persuade their target audience. Now, thinking about public speaking, if you agree with this, I would love if you would raise your hands. How many people would be comfortable standing up here on the stage tonight all by themselves, in the spotlight, with no notes, no cards, no slides, talking about something deeply personal to them in front of 500 people? How many hands do we have? Okay, so we have a few brave, beautiful weirdos in the crowd, right? I see you, I recognize you. But for the rest of you, you're all like, hell no, woman, no, I don't want to do that, right? Because when it comes to fear, people's fears, it's death and then public speaking, right? So just the feeling that you had in your body when you thought about getting up on here in the spotlight, that is just an inkling of what our presenters are feeling backstage right now. So hopefully that engenders some empathy and some support for them. They're not here because they love the spotlight. They're here because they believe so deeply and so passionately in the organizations that they are here representing and the people that they are here to serve, that they're putting themselves through this. And I know my co-host Jorge knows a little bit about this because you have done this before.
Yeah, I most certainly do. So hello, everybody. My name is Jorge Milares. I am the founder of Queen City Unity, a nonprofit organization focused on driving equity and equality right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, that's right. And I was a SEED20 participant the last time that we were live in 2019, and I didn't have any note cards when I was pitching my 3 minutes. Fortunately, I got a few this time. But I most certainly understand what it feels like. And for me, my time with Queen City Unity focused on the mission, also working with, when I served on the City of Charlotte's Community Relations Committee, and I currently serve on the executive board of the Obama Foundation's My Brother's Keeper initiative here in Charlotte. And I'll tell you, my time in SEED20 was an absolute game changer. For me, I can't even say hello in 3 minutes, right? I mean, it's just not in my nature. So to be able to learn how to talk about my organization and the mission that we help build in 3 minutes, concisely, in a way that people are able to digest it and understand it, right, without what they call the word vomit, right? That was invaluable. Additionally, I also got to meet so many people, and as many of you all know, social capital in Charlotte is by far the most powerful form of capital you can have. And the people that I met, from the coaches to the team at SVP, to the participants, it's people I still talk to, and I have many relationships with. I guess that's kind of part of how I end up on this stage here tonight. So glad that every single one of you are here. We have an absolute amazing show for you today. I've had the opportunity to meet all 10 of these presenters that work so hard every single day to create a Charlotte that we can believe in and leave for our children and our children's children. And it's going to be amazing. So buckle up, and we're going to get started. And the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get started with a poll. So the first thing I'll ask everybody to do here is pull out your phones. And that's right, I said that. Go ahead and pull out those phones. And the first thing you're going to do is you are going to silence those phones, right? But don't worry, leave them out, because we're still going to use them here for something. But we're going to go ahead and get started with the poll. And the very first poll will be, what brought you to SEED20 tonight? And by the way, if you need, and here's how we're going to do this, right? The first thing you're going to do, go to your text message threads, open up a brand new text message. Over on the to line, instead of putting hubby or wifey or baby boo, right? Go ahead and enter the numbers 22333. So 3 threes. So 22333. Oh, people are already doing this. Okay, good. I was going to say, if y'all needed any help, go ahead and ask a Gen Zer in the audience. They're more than willing to help you. I mean, they might even mess around and teach you a TikTok dance. Do you know any TikTok dances, Alexis? Okay, yeah, give it up for Alexis. She does know TikTok dance. That's a whole lot better than anything I could ever possibly do. So let's take a look at some of the results here. Let's see. All right, came in support of one of the nonprofit presenters. Love that. It's good to support the folks that you believe in. And yeah, try to select as many of them as you can here as we keep going. Oh, I love Charlotte's nonprofits. I love that.
I love the honesty with D. Good for you for being honest.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll take it.
All right, that thing's still moving, huh?
Nice. It's kind of a battle between A and C.
Yeah, it just keeps going back and forth. Oh.
This is good. I like it.
Okay, it's looking like the stock market these days. Oh, not good.
All right, I think they're getting the hang of it. Should we move on to the second one?
Yeah, let's go for it.
We're going to do another poll. Yeah, have you attended SEED20 before?
Oh, wow, we got a lot of first-time visitors. Awesome, welcome.
Hey, what's up more than 3 times? Hey. Yeah. First time, I love that. That's so great. That is so great. I'm so glad that you are all here. This is fantastic. And also, just so that you know, this is also the way that you are going to be voting later tonight after you hear all 10 pitches. So there are a ton of awards, prizes, big cash prizes, and you get to choose who gets selected, who wins. And you'll be doing it in the same text thread in this same way. Yeah.
So that's amazing. I'm not sure if anybody had a chance to look up at the sky as you came in today. If you did, you probably have a face full of water right now, right? I don't know. Kudos to you all for coming in on a rainy day. But we actually are so honored and proud that the 550 South Tryon is lit up in SEED20 green, along with so many other buildings. Yeah, big round of applause for that. That is so amazing. And thank you. And if you didn't get a chance to see it, maybe it was a little cloudy, hopefully it'll be less cloudy on your way out. Please take a picture and make sure you tag us at SEED20 because Charlotte is SEED20 green tonight. So speaking of recognition, it's time to actually take a very important moment to thank many of our sponsors, many of which, without them, we wouldn't be here today. The very first one is Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo, who is our presenting sponsor, has been an invaluable resource to us since SEED20 was actually just a seed of an idea. So we're very, very honored that SEED20 continues to support us year over year. We also have many of our other sponsors that have been with us year over year, providing financial support. And I'll go through some of this, some of the list here. We've got Wells Fargo, which I've already mentioned. Thank you, Wells Fargo, for continuing to support this amazing cause. Ally Financial, Beacon Partners, McGuire Woods, Moore and Van Allen, and Town Bank. Big round of applause for our sponsors. Thank you. And what's amazing is that many of these sponsors have actually gone on to support a lot of our SEED20 alumni. So that's truly amazing. It's not just a one and done. They stay involved. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We also appreciate our in-kind partners, which you'll see up on the screen over here. So our in-kind partners include our vendors, our cultivators, which you all see here. So please, big round of applause for our in-kind partners. And I can tell you, you know, these partners that put so much into this program and so much into these nonprofits, you know, they continue to make investments in them. And me personally, as a SEED20 alum, I could tell you, you know, we really appreciate it. And this isn't just put my name up on a screen. No, these folks are continuing to help way outside of this program, and we're so proud to have you. So again, thank you so much.
Yeah, and because of our sponsors, we actually have some really yummy, really juicy, really fat checks to write tonight, which is very exciting. We have awards totaling $34,000 to give out tonight. Wow. The largest award is the Wells Fargo People's Choice Grand Prize Award, and one nonprofit is going to get that. It's going to be worth $20,000. And you get to vote. You get to decide who wins that prize. Now, this is where y'all need to listen up, because this is where the hard work comes for you tonight, trying to decide who gets the monies, okay? So the criteria that we're hoping that you will use to evaluate the nonprofits are based on two things, right? A pitch is typically made up of two parts. There's the content and the delivery, right? So the content, we want you to consider the community need. Is this something that Charlotte really needs? Is this something that we need in our community, a solution that we need? Is it innovative? Is the nonprofit taking an innovative approach? Have you seen an approach like this before, or are they doing something new and kind of exciting? And also the long-term impact. Again, is it a one and done, or is this going to have a long-term impact in our community beyond tonight, beyond 6 months, beyond the next year, beyond the next 5 years? So that's the content. And then for the pitch itself, the delivery, right? Is it compelling? Is it engaging? Does it inspire you? Does it motivate you? Does it pull you in? Okay, so when you're listening to the pitches, consider those things: the content and the delivery. Community need, innovation, long-term impact, and if it's compelling.
Yeah, and speaking of innovation, right, you can't really have an innovative pitch competition without some innovation, right? So many, the folks that have not been here before are going to realize that we've refreshed things quite a bit, right? This year, you will select who gets to take the big old checks, right? And all of these prizes. And in addition to that, and I think I got something here somewhere in my pocket. Did any of y'all receive this program that you got over here? Yeah, well, go ahead and pull that out when you get a chance. You don't have to do it right now, but you'll notice over on the top left, there is a QR code, right? You would just simply grab your camera and go ahead and open up the camera. Again, grab a Gen Zer if you need help. You'll click on it, and they'll go ahead and take you exactly to the link. Some of you may have experienced this during the pandemic when they just got rid of all menus, which I thought was a great idea, actually very sustainable. I like it. But if you go on there, you'll be able to just pull up the link and learn a whole lot more about our participants. You'll be able to learn more about our previous participants. You'll be able to learn a whole lot more about SVP Charlotte, Social Venture Partners Charlotte, that is really the fuel behind SEED20. And the main thing we're going to ask is that you go ahead and at some point take a picture. And I think we'll do this right now, right? Come over here. Let's take a picture. We're going to take a quick selfie with everybody in the audience. Everybody squished it. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to go ahead and take a quick picture here. Let's see. And then once you go ahead and do that, then please, 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 all pictures that you take today, anything you do, please use the hashtag, which should be up somewhere up here, but it's hashtag, and you might forget it, but it's hashtag SEED20. So not too difficult to forget.
I think if you just look for the giant green thing right there, that'll help. I think that should help. And also with the QR code, one of the cool things about the QR code, and this is new to SEED20 this year, is that if you open up your camera and you select the QR code, you can donate using this platform also. And you can donate to one person, you can donate to one nonprofit, you can donate to multiple nonprofits, you could donate 5, 50, 500, and you can hit a button and it will split it across all of the nonprofits if you want. So if your heart is pulled in 10 different directions, you don't have to decide, you can just donate to all of them if you want. So I think that's pretty exciting. And also, one of the things that we're thrilled to announce is that our sponsor, signature sponsor, Wells Fargo, they are going to match up to $20,000 tonight.
What?
So if you donate 10, it'll turn into 20. If you donate 100, it'll turn into 200. If you donate 1,000, it'll turn into 2,000 tonight, up to 20,000. So we're really hoping that these nonprofits do inspire you and that you do provide some financial support so that they can do what they do really well for a long, long time. And also, just a note, we hope you stay for the reception after. The nonprofits need financial capital, obviously, but social capital, like Jorge mentioned, is also really important. So please stick around. There are going to be tables outside. Every nonprofit will have their own table. You can go and talk to them and get to know them. Share your networks with them. Share your resources with them. Some of these are newer and would love to get to know you. Share anything you can to help them grow and really serve the people that they're trying to serve. That would be great. And I would love to see you there as well. Okay, so I'm going to bring out the Executive Director of Social Venture Partners, Charlotte, because SVP are the real hosts tonight. So Kristen, do you want to come on out?
Hey, Kristen, how you doing?
I'm great.
Yeah, it's great to see you again.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, and it seems like this is something that a lot of people don't know. A lot of folks will know SEED20, but that something I've come to learn is SVP Charlotte, Social Venture Partners, is one of the best kept secrets here in Charlotte.
It's the dream job I didn't know existed 4 years ago. So
right.
I'm thrilled to be here along with all of you first timers. I too am a first timer.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure you know a whole lot more about SVP today than you did 4 years ago, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and this is a big deal for Social Venture Partners, right? I mean, do you mind sharing a little bit about how SVP got started?
Yeah, so what has surprised me about being the ED for SVP is that a lot of people know the SEED20 brand, but they don't know that there's an organization behind it. And so Social Venture Partners Charlotte actually started with a group of 12 concerned individuals that wanted to do philanthropy differently. And so they started in 2005, and through their generosity have donated not only close to $2 million into 25 emerging nonprofits,
Wow.
but they've given thousands and thousands of hours.
Yeah, that's amazing. And do you mind kind of elaborating a little bit more about even further on the impact that the partners make?
Yeah, so our partners are really our secret sauce. I mean, we're gonna give away a lot of money tonight, and that's important, and we know that dollars count. But what really counts is almost something that you can't measure, and that is really the time. And our partners, or our donor volunteers, are the committed individuals and now companies that come alongside with these nonprofits. And so they're giving their expertise, their professional acumen, they're opening doors, they're making connections, and they're just asking good questions. They don't come in with all the answers. Our nonprofits don't have all the answers either. But what we are is thought partners, and we're people that care deeply and ask good questions, right? And together, we're better together.
Yeah, and this next question, I know the answer to this question, but I'm going to ask you to share with everybody here. Do you mind telling us a little bit about what the participants today, what have they gone through to get here today? What have they, the journey?
Quite a lot, actually. I am really delighted to say that we had a record number of applications this year because we had to press pause on the event last year, the program last year. So we literally got dozens and dozens and dozens of applications. So they rose to the top, first and foremost. But they also were the recipients of professional marketing assets, so they got new headshots. Hope you've seen them on the website. They've gotten professional videos, and most importantly, they've had 2 volunteers. So if you're out there and you're a coach, raise your hand. Shout out to all my coaches.
Woo!
These community volunteers have walked alongside these nonprofits since February 7th. They have been practicing, editing, refining, and all of that. And so they have been working so hard behind the scenes just to be here tonight. So we're so proud of what they are. And it doesn't stop here. The program will continue beyond the stage, as we like to say. And we have a whole host of alumni programming where we're going to take their fundraising skills and other connections and networking opportunities too. So this is not just a night. This is truly a year-round program.
Yeah, and I can attest to that 100%, especially when it comes to the social capital piece and just the ongoing piece of SEED20 that a lot of people don't see because we don't put it on stage, right? So now, you all started a new program during the pandemic, is that right?
We did. Like every nonprofit who was in a bit of a free fall for all, we all were trying to do things differently. We were taking a bit of a conservative approach, and we didn't necessarily think we could afford to give away more money, but what we had was time. And so Social Venture Partners is actually part of an international network. We're one of 40 cities in 7 countries around the world with this model of giving. And so we had been eyeballing and admiring a program out in San Diego called Spark Teams. And so during the pandemic, our partners' business and personal travel was grounded, like many of you, I'm sure. And so we all had time, and we wanted to get involved. And so we stood up this new program. It's specifically for our SEED20 alumni, and it's pro bono consulting and thought partnership. So these are meant to be small projects, whether it's marketing or fundraising, or maybe they need some help restructuring their boards. But I'm really proud to say that we did six in 2020, and we're up to 30 year to date throughout the program.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, great job. That is really, really cool.
Well, it doesn't come with any dollars, but what it does come with is a lot of skilled expertise and a lot of thought partnership. And so we're learning together.
Yeah, well, and speaking of dollars, right? So I know one of the goals is to raise as much money as possible for these organizations today that will be awarded, funds, and then also you all in the crowd that hopefully will give some donations, right? But besides that, what is your vision and what else what's your wish, right, for these nonprofits?
Yeah, I want everybody to know you can do something. Dollars are awesome, and we want you to be as generous as you possibly can. But there's a lot of ways in which these organizations would love to get to know you, whether that's volunteering, whether that's even as simple as commenting or sharing one of their social media posts. Everybody can do something, and so I really invite people to get to know these nonprofits, get to know one another in the crowd. We have a lot of alumni out there too, but really look inside and see what you can do. And if you're curious about the secret sauce of what goes on behind the scenes with bringing a program like this or Spark Teams together, we'd love to have you at Social Venture Partners. I'm one of 2 full-time staff people. Everything else happens because of the generosity of our donor volunteer partners. And so if you think this might be something you'd like to be part of, please come see us at the table. We're also having a celebratory event on May 17th. If you'd like to be invited to that birthday bash, come and learn about our impacts over those 18 years. We'd love to invite you, so stop out and see us afterwards.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kristen. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for everything you do.
Thanks for being here. Have fun.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the nonprofit leaders have been preparing, as you heard from Kristen. They have been pitching this in the shower, probably in their cars. I mean, at least that's what I did, and I'm sure they did too. But this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's showtime. Let's go.
Good evening. You ever been at a stoplight and you notice a person on the median with a sign, his eyes fixed straight on you, but you continue to look straight ahead to avoid making eye contact? This person just became invisible. Now walk with me into the woods, far enough not to be seen from the street. We come upon a campsite, and there's an older gentleman sitting there trying to stay warm in the cold winter's air. His name is Raymond. He sees us and smiles. I hand him a blanket and some clothes, and I ask, if you could have anything in the world, what would you want? And he says, a home, a place to live. You see, Raymond is one of the many people that are homeless and living on the streets, but by most are considered invisible. This sparked something inside me that said I had to do something, but what? My name is Barry Shipp, and I'm the founder and CEO of Pivot Point Transitional Housing. Like Raymond, I was once too homeless myself, living on the streets of DC. But through the efforts of people like yourself, I was able to break the bonds of homelessness and start a productive life, and I want to do the same for others. You see, in Mecklenburg County, there's over 3,500 people that are considered chronically homeless. This issue not only affects the person, it affects our entire city in one way or another. Our city has a blind spot. There's a lot of conversation around low-income housing, but hardly any around no-income housing. Our leaders have failed to address some of the root causes of homelessness. So this is where Pivot Point comes in. We've created and designed our mobile prototype housing unit that's built on a 6x10 trailer, powered by solar energy. It has 4 insulated walls, and on the inside, there's a bed, a desk, 2 windows, and a lamp. But most importantly, there's a front door with a key. This adds security and dignity. Our goal is to create a village community of 6 to 10 of these units where a person can come and stay for 18 months. We'll also partner with local agencies to provide the wraparound services and the basic skills needed to sustain permanent housing. To prove this concept, we're asking you to fund 6 additional units at a cost of $8,000 each. We're also asking you to come together as a community to help build these units. With the money and the support of SEED20, our goal is to launch our pilot village where people like Raymond and others can come and pivot from living on the outside to living on the inside. But most importantly, to regain their visibility. It was told to me, if I could help one person along the way, then my living would not be in vain. Thank you.
I know this is such a personal issue for you, and I really genuinely thank you for sharing that story. Thank you.
It's a beautiful day, and you're at the park with your 5-year-old who has autism. You remind him to stay close as he gets on the swings. Some kids run by, and he hops off. You watch, and he asks them, "Can I play?" You smile, and then you hear, "Why do you talk so funny?" And the kids run away, laughing. Your heart breaks. You get up to comfort him, but before you can get there, you hear, "Let's get him!" And you see the kids running towards him. I'm Rachel Groner, and this happened to my friend Sam. And it's why his mom reached out to us. And by the way, I'm from Friendship Circle. We specialize in cultivating the most unlikely best friends. We pair young people with special needs, our special friends, with typically developing teens, our teen friends, and we support them as their friendships grow. We're not a special needs organization. We're a friendship organization. And all our programs are designed to help our friends have fun together. Between our one-on-one play dates and our group activities, we make sure they don't miss out on birthday parties, clubs, and all the joys of being a kid. In January, we opened Charlotte's first inclusive fun zone. It's where we welcome friends of all ages and abilities to come and play. The Fun Zone is an indoor, nature-inspired sensory park with a lifelike treehouse, a musical staircase, a 10-foot Lego wall, and so much more. You gotta come see it. Our friendships are thriving, and everyone benefits. Our special friends practice important social skills, gain confidence, and learn that they're fun to be with. Our teen friends experience true friendship without the pressure to fit in, and they get a fresh perspective on life. Our parents finally feel a sense of community and belonging. Friendship Circle works, and everyone is celebrated for being uniquely themselves. So why am I here? Because we need your help. We need to build a community where Sam's playground nightmare never happens again. We need to show kids that they can have fun with others even if they're different. We're all different. Till now, we've focused on our special friends and our teen friends. But with the SEED20 prize, we can open our doors to elementary school kids so they can experience the magic of inclusive fun. Together, we can make Friendship Circle's Fun Zone a school field trip like no other. And we know that while kids are having fun with our special friends, they'll also be learning the skills they need to build an inclusive Charlotte. With your help, the next time Sam asks, "Can I play?" the answer will be, "Sure."
That was amazing. Your authentic passion is such an amazing tool, and I want to thank you so much for everything you do. Great job.
Hello, my name is Maria Macon. I am the founder and executive director of Mecklenburg Council of Elders. We provide the program Juvenile Court Intervention called JCIP. Prior to moving to Charlotte, long ago, I had already seen youth thrust into a life of crime. I did not want to see Charlotte replicate the same things I had witnessed in Chicago. Visualize with me, if you will, a tree. The leaves of that tree are our children. But if the root of the tree has not been properly fertilized, the leaves will not be healthy. They will be traumatized. Trauma leads to crime. Let me share with you what childhood trauma looks like. We have a youth, real story. His name is, we'll call Jack. Jack has a father in prison. His mother is on crack, and she tells him that he has got to help out or he won't have a place to sleep. What is the child to do? He starts breaking in cars, looking for whatever he can sell. He moves to stick-ups. During one of his stick-ups, the gun goes off. He is arrested for murder. What will happen to Jack? JCIP is an intervention prevention program right here in Charlotte. We work with youth just like Jack as advocates in the criminal justice system and providing alternatives to incarceration. Our most substantial impact has been the reduction in juvenile arrest and less time they spend behind bars. We currently work with 45 youth ages 6 to 16. With SEED funding, we will be able to increase our youth population to 120 and include clinical assessment for every youth in our program. JCIP is a critical fertilizer in making sure that trauma and crime is prevented in our communities. Your help can greatly impact our work. But as for us, you and I, We can no longer sit here and watch leaves falling from our family trees. Thank you.
It is so important. The work that you do is so important, and it is so obvious how you wear your heart on your sleeve and how much you care. And I thank you for everything that you do in our community. Thank you.
I would like to start by saying thank you, God, for this opportunity. Hundreds of migrants and refugees arrive in Charlotte every month. They come with a desire to contribute, a member of American society. I arrived in America from Ethiopia when I was 16. No knowledge of the English language. My first job was in a restaurant, bossing table, and I worked my way up to management. Unfortunately, this is not the outcome for money in my position. I am Robel Mamo. I am the executive director of the Community Kitchen Program. I have worked in the restaurant business for over 15 years. I know the majority of the employees who work this industry do not earn a living wage. They lack the resources to obtain certification needed to secure quality jobs in the restaurant industry. I'm determined to change this reality. The vision of the Community Kitchen Program is to empower our students to get into the hospitality industry of Charlotte with the culinary skills, certification needed to secure quality jobs. The mission of the Community Kitchen Program is empowering our students. The secret sauce of our program, a 10-week free culinary skills training to qualify them to higher position. These students work so hard for themselves and for their family. We are not just telling you stories. Our approach is sound. We have placed 28 graduates into the hospitality industry of Charlotte. With extra funding, we can double the number of our graduates. In the future, with the new kitchen, we can place more than 140 students. Ambition and drive to succeed, no longer enough to secure quality jobs in the restaurant industry. The certification and the skills Community Kitchen Program provides patrons, our graduates. Together, we have the power to provide a better life for our students. Thank you so much.
It's so true. America was truly built on the dreams, by the dreams of immigrants, and you should be really proud of the work that you do. Thank you. Please never stop. Thank you.
Imagine you are Sharon, abused emotionally, physically by drug-addicted parents. You survive. Now, you live with a boyfriend who hurts you. He leaves. You're relieved and scared. Scared because now you face eviction and homelessness. But you hear of an agency that might help. So you muster your courage and scrounge a bus pass. You get there and it's crowded and confusing. You're not sure what to do. You get your name on a list. Finally, it's your turn to talk with a staff member. They seem exhausted. They ask question after question after question, typing your answers in their laptop, saying resources are scarce. You can come back next week. Deflated, you're even more hopeless. Now, imagine that same scenario, but with a difference. You're still facing homelessness and bravely make your way to the agency, and there you meet a staff member who is trained in trauma-informed care. They explain the process. They get your name on the list. Seeing that you're scared, they find a safe place for you to sit. Finally, it's your turn to talk with someone, and they're also well-trained, and they ask a lot of questions, but in a way that invites you to tell your story. You feel heard, understood. Together you brainstorm some ways that you can help yourself right now. Still no immediate solution, but you feel hopeful, stronger. You have someone on your side. My name is Barbara Thomas with the Forum at Hope Haven, where we equip, train, and support the frontline staff that daily walk with the most marginalized people in our community, people like Sharon. We help the people who help the people, because Sharon is not the only one feeling overwhelmed and discouraged. The staff member daily fights exhaustion, frustration, lack of resources in an agency that's understaffed, burnout, the #1 concern Charlotte nonprofit leaders have for their staff. Yet agencies don't have the resources to consistently provide the quality education, the collaboration opportunities that reduce burnout and equip staff to serve with confidence and compassion. The Forum needs your help to provide quality trainers, mentors, classes, connection for all staff, so that Sharon and the thousands of Sharons in our community can be served well. When you invest in the Forum, you invest not just in one effort, but you invest in the entire service community. You will be helping the people who help the people. Thank you for your investment in our community.
I love that you help the people who help the people who help the people. And I love that you give us hope with the work you do at Hope Haven.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Porn. I'm here to talk about your children and internet pornography. Does that make you uncomfortable? Yeah. But I want you to set aside your own feelings for a second and think about your kids and your grandkids. Because your fear, your discomfort, your ickiness on this topic doesn't really matter here. Theirs does. Porn affects your kids psychologically, emotionally, culturally, socially, physically, and comes at a time when their brains are the most susceptible to that influence. It causes aggression, depression, loneliness, sexual assault on middle school campuses, and has a lifelong negative effect on our children's psyche. Kids start watching at 11. By age 14, national average, they're watching 7 videos a day every day and might see 15,000 explicit, hardcore adult videos before they leave high school. This is not a nuisance or an annoyance. This is a national health crisis for all of our kids. Watching this content fires all the same receptors in a child's brain as heroin, cocaine, or methamphetamine. And if your child was doing just 7 bumps of heroin a day every day, you would not wait 1 second to jump in with 2 feet and save them. And yet, we are petrified, terrified, embarrassed to talk to our own kids about avoiding this content. The good news is that our nonprofit has determined that we can mitigate the harm within a family unit by having the grown-ups ask the kids one simple question: do your friends watch porn? And we are here to walk with them through that process. We have an ebook, a video series, a parent's guide, and a school curriculum available now that with your support tonight could be in every single North Carolina school by the fall of this year. We are in active communication with the state of North Carolina. This solution is immediately scalable and could be national in 18 months. Now, I have the responsibility tonight to speak on behalf of 8, 9, 10, and 11-year-old kids who are pleading for your help. In the hundreds and hundreds of living rooms, dining rooms, kitchens, porches, PTA events, community gatherings, schools, and churches that I have spoken at, not one time has a child ever sat there with their hands folded, staring down at the floor, waiting for this conversation to be over. On the contrary, they want to talk about it. And I watch them relieve themselves of years of guilt and shame and fear. It is the most rewarding part of my work. Now, I'm a passionate person. People say I'm a fighter, and that's true. But this is a long, hard fight, and I need your help. But more importantly, moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas, your kids and your grandkids need our help. What I am suggesting, talking to our kids about avoiding exposure to internet pornography, is only an innovation because nobody's doing it. Nobody is talking to our kids about avoiding this content, and we have to talk about it. My name is John Van Arnhem, and I am the founder of The Third Talk. Let's talk. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, I can tell you your introduction definitely grabbed everybody's attention, as well as it should, because these are conversations that must be had, and I really commend you for tackling such a sensitive issue.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you remember your 8-year-old self? How invincible you were, the big ideas you had, and how, if it were up to you, you could do anything that you put your mind to? I remember, and 9-year-old Adi helps me remember. His big idea is to have a one-stop birthday shop where you could get anything that you would need for an amazing birthday experience. 11-year-old Ryan, she helps me remember. Her big idea is to have a customizable fashion line of bucket hats that you could tailor to your unique and individual style. What do these kids and their big ideas have in common? It's Money Magnets Club. We exist to help kids and their big ideas for business to make them reality right now. I'm Alexandra Arrington, and I'm the executive director of the Money Magnets Club, and we are a West Charlotte community-based nonprofit that teaches elementary school kids about entrepreneurship and financial literacy to fuel generational wealth. We help kids to become aware of the opportunities available to them, to increase their confidence in themselves, and to increase the aptitude for entrepreneurship within the family system. Money Magnets Club is leaning into innovation. We're leaning into our collaborative approach by leveraging the expertise of several area nonprofits, including Freedom Communities, to launch a new program called Money Train, which stands for Teaching Responsibility with Assets and Income Navigation. While centering marginalized kids, Money Train will engage the entire family system in entrepreneurship and financial literacy learning. Your vote for Money Train to receive the investment funds from SEED20 is a vote to support and impact the lives of 40 people over a year-long experience with monthly programs to boost economic stability, which includes participation stipends and includes seed funding for the big ideas for business that will be developed as a result of their participation in the program. Kids are our future innovators, and Money Train is a unique opportunity to help them now to become economic engines for Charlotte's families and communities. Thank you for your vote. All aboard the Money Train.
I love that Money Magnet Club is getting such a great attention here tonight because you're helping kids with big dreams build big businesses right here in Charlotte. And I think that's really cool. Thank you for your help.
Sophia never planned to leave her boyfriend until the day he hit their 4-year-old daughter so hard that he knocked her to the ground. Madison's eyes looked up, pleading with her mom to step in and help this time. But in that moment, Sophia's mind had gone back to the morning she decided to tell her mother about nightly special time with Dad, and how she was starting to hear the creaks of his footsteps lead to her little sister's room now. She was so scared for her. And her mother did nothing. Sophia snapped out of it and thought to herself, not my daughter. And that night, she and Madison went to the local domestic violence shelter while he slept. Now, this is the part of the story that we all hope that things are going to turn around for these two. But unfortunately, that's not usually how it goes. The truth is, Sophia's likely to return to the shelter at least 6 more times for this same reason. There are over 1,800 nonprofits helping these vulnerable populations stabilize their circumstances. But this stabilization is often short-lived when we're not addressing the common thread, trauma. And people like Sophia and so many others find themselves trapped in these cycles of victimization, abuse, and poverty. My name is Gwen Harris. I'm the co-founder of the FACTS Initiative, that's Family and Child Therapeutic Services. And we are introducing a new way to deliver mental health care to the most vulnerable populations in our community. We dispatch our trauma-certified clinical teams to nonprofits across the city, creating a therapy office wherever we go. This is a game changer. This means while the shelter staff is helping Sophia with housing, safety, and employment, we are right there on that campus, helping her and Madison heal from the emotional toll of this hardship. The reason this innovation is so significant is it allows our partners to 100% focus on what they do best. And we do what we do best, treat the trauma. The addition of mental health care makes Sophia more likely to maintain employment and establish a strong support system, then less likely to return to the shelter, breaking the cycle. There's no shortage of suffering here. Charlotte averages over 100,000 cases of child abuse each year. And Charlotte is responsible for landing our state in the top 10 in the nation for human trafficking. There's over 4,000 documented homeless children in our school system, and this is just to name a few significant traumas. There are organizations desperately requesting our support, but we don't have the capacity to support them all. Your donation of $60 covers the cost of a session for a child or family. $1,500 covers the average complex trauma treatment cycle. However, your donation and your vote will help us to scale to meet the growing need in our community. Please, help us break the cycle.
Great job, great job. Yeah, I'll tell you, as a father of 3 daughters, I truly value what you do, and I know a whole lot of other people do as well. So thank you so much for everything you do every day. Thank you.
Good evening. There's a story I'd like to share with you, an innocent event in history that happened nearly 150 years ago. It changed the life of two young boys, and as a result, they changed the world. Their father brought home a toy, this kind of wind-up helicopter. As their father threw it in the air, they thought it would fall to the ground, but it flew across the room. These boys were amazed. They'd never seen such a thing. You might guess these two boys were the Wright brothers, 25 years before their historic flight. They credited this childhood event as the initial spark of their passion that led to their driving purpose to want to fly. They became innovators. The truth is, they were just ordinary people that ended up doing extraordinary things because of that initial activation of their passion. They became innovators. This is an extraordinary story for sure, but it shouldn't be rare. My name is Stephen Saucier. I'm president of the Sullenberger Aviation Museum, and our bold new mission is focused on providing similar life-changing experiences to so many young students throughout our community that often go underserved or overlooked. And there's so many young innovators in our community that just lack access to the type of education that makes use of their creativity, connects them to opportunity, and prepares them with the technology skills for what we know are the coming careers in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And just as we've seen with the Wright brothers, we know that key memorable events in a child's life can alter the course of their futures. So what do these transformational experiences look like at the Sullenberger Aviation Museum? Well, imagine students coming from our challenged communities, coming to this museum for the first time, experiencing this sense of awe as they come up close to real aircraft, watching planes land and take off at the airport right next door, feeling that rumble of jets in their chest. Then they get to go into our main gallery, where they can experience a full collection of aircraft and come right up close to the miracle of the Hudson. That great American heroism story of where 155 people survived. Then they can get into the cockpit of a fighter jet, do a flight simulator, or do a hands-on project where they can design and make their own aircraft and have fun. All of this is carefully designed to use the power of storytelling to excite in our students this incredible opportunity in STEM. At the Sullenberger Aviation Museum, our core value is about elevating opportunity through education by leveraging this wonder of flight, preparing our students for all of these opportunities, awakening in our students these passions so they can pursue their purpose, just like the Wright brothers. For every $300 raised here, another student in our community can access these transformational experiences and connect to our STEM careers. Support our students so their futures can take off. Empower the Sullenberger Aviation Museum. Thank you.
I'm pretty confident that you made Captain Sully very proud tonight.
I hope so.
And the sky is the limit for all of the kids that get to go and experience the Aviation Museum. So thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Sure.
Y'all gotta stop. Hey everybody, my name is Jonathan Gardner, and I'm here to talk to you about Guardhouse, Charlotte's first work-based organization who primarily focuses on Black and brown college students. And yes, I do mean the first, because we send students that look like me to college in hopes that they'll land a job right after graduation. But it takes more than a college degree to land that first role. Let me demonstrate. Raise your hand if you were able to land your first job after graduation by way of a personal or a professional connection, and raise them high. But take a look around at everybody who didn't raise their hand, though. They represent the 30 7,000 black and brown college students within a 25-mile radius of Charlotte who face the very grim reality that they're twice as likely to be unemployed upon graduation. And that's because the one-size-fits-all approach to workforce development is resume editing, mock interviews, cover letter writing. The same formula that was used for me back in college by organizations like Inroads. And don't get me wrong, it did help. However, it did not build social capital. And let's face it, here in Charlotte, the most valuable form of currency is social capital. Yet our black and brown college students lack access to it. Or at least they did until Guardhouse. See, we provide access to social capital by partnering with small businesses and nonprofits to provide these paid internship opportunities and personal career coaches who can leverage their networks. And guess what? It works because we're fostering these mutually beneficial relationships that open doors to employment for our interns while saving our employer partners on training and recruiting costs. Take, for example, 2 Guardhouse interns. Tyree Washington came to Guardhouse from App State, where he was able to cultivate a personal relationship with the owner of Integra Architecture, which led to employment. Or better yet, Leslie Trujillo, a graduating senior of Queens University. Y'all, halfway through her internship, she was able to land a role at the Muggsy Bogues Foundation. Yeah. Though we've been recognized in Forbes to date for our impact, such as 180 paid opportunities since 2019, which means we survived the pandemic. But guess what? Forbes is not enough. And we are not done, Charlotte, because we need employer partners like you and the means to increase the amount of students we serve year after year by 50%. And with that $20,000 grand prize that I really hope, after all the pitches you heard tonight, you choose Guardhouse, we'll be able to provide that same personal experience that Leslie and Tyree both received to 18 additional students. Y'all, Guardhouse only has the blueprint. But you, Charlotte, y'all, you have the means to make Guardhouse a home. Thank you.
I love that you're focusing on this issue. As a former and retired college professor, I've seen this firsthand, and it's so important, so thank you for doing this. It's also a great reminder of the importance of social capital and why we really hope that you stay after the reception to share your social capital with Jonathan and Guardhouse and all of our other nonprofits. Thank you so much. All right, folks, now you have to do all the hard work. You've seen all 10. That's it. You've seen all 10. So now is your chance to vote. So pull out that same text thread from before, 22333, and you get to choose who wins the prize. And as a reminder, you can only vote once. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I'm sure everyone's thinking like, I'm just gonna vote for like 6 different people. No, you can only vote once.
Yeah, and you can vote once, but you can also donate to many. And don't forget, you donate to your favorite nonprofit, whether it's $50 or $500 or $5,000. But you don't have to just donate to one. Again, you could spread it around several different nonprofits. All of these people are doing phenomenal, amazing work in our community and extremely deserving. So we'll give you all some time to vote. Go ahead and take your time and choose wisely. Second time with that thing. I think it's me. feel like this would be a great time for that TikTok dance we've been talking about, Alexis. What do you think?
I did it once. I am not doing that again. I love you, but no.
I'm so grateful you did, because I can't do it.
I also just want to shout out Imaginon and the Children's Theater for letting us use this space. They've been so supportive and so grateful. We're so grateful to them.
Well, it seems like everybody is just starting to kind of wrap up. I'm seeing some of those phones go down. So if you're still voting or donating, don't stop. Keep going. But at this point, it's the part where we are going, it seems like you've selected the grand prize winner, hopefully. But before we get into that, we want to show and share a video of one of our previous SEED20 winners. So enjoy.
So good evening. My name is Reggie. My name is Reggie McNeil, Executive Director and founder of Transforming Youth Movement, Inc. And we were fortunate to be the 2020 grand prize winner. Here at Time, our mission is that we exist to inspire positive social change and community transformation through youth. The things that we wanted to capitalize on for the extension with that investment was we believed in pro-social and interest-based initiatives. And for youth who were, for no fault of their own, dealing in dependency and or delinquency, they would not sometimes have the proper resources to continue keeping them connected to extracurricular activities, if you will. What Time set out to do was to, once youth were referred to us, capture their interest using a simulator and survey. Then from there, once we defined what their interests were, connect them to those resources with the current dollars that we were funded by the DPS or the Department of Public Safety. But then that runs out generally, sometimes 3 months, sometimes 6 months. What the SEED20 investment would then do is for those youth who are demonstrated excellence and pushing towards the mark, because this is really what they want to do, we wanted to make sure that we can continue helping them get to those resources, whether it was transportation, whether it was buying a helmet, if you were a skateboarder, or getting you DJ equipment or tennis shoes if you wanted to participate in sporting. And so we've been fortunate enough, again, to secure those funds within what we were doing, but because we had the mission to structurally demonstrate the hope in connecting youth from the beginning of meeting them till they go into their respective careers. That's the long-term vision, but as it is now, those resources are specific to getting work boots, helmets, anything that youth might need to stay focused on their goals. So we're really excited to share about what Time has become as an organization. We started out as a dream in 2000, but here in 2023, we're fortunate enough the dream has moved to have served over 2,022 youth. We've been focused on making sure the dots get connected to resources for youth and families. Because of that, I now co-chair the systems of care to help make sure that in a system of care, we can really get these resources to you. My role in the push was to make sure that this happened with youth. We're focused on mental health or school-based mental health and that education and how it gets into the communities through awareness, through a trauma-informed lens. We've been a champion of juvenile justice and behavioral health, where we've been a part of that community now for 6 years. All our efforts have been to, now that we get these youth, systematically continue connecting dots so that they can get to resources. And so really excited about the positions that we've been put in. Our reach is now growing beyond a dream to a real community awareness approach through pro-social and interest-based initiatives. The pitch that I did is my life. It is my life in a 3-minute clip, having shared perseverance, resilience, and all the while for the purpose of coming back and prayerfully making a difference. The SEED20 experience and the Spark team experience for me helped me to come to these 3 responses that was needed for me to continue in this work. It was who am I? Why do I do what I do? And why would it be important for someone to invest in you? I think that SEED20 and Spark team experience would be, I'm really proud of the efforts that we put in to become exactly what we sought out to be in 2020. So thanks a lot.
It's so great to see Reggie thriving after his win in 2020. Reggie, are you here tonight? Where are you? Are you here? I know he's going to be at the reception, so if you want to chat with him, he will be there. And also, as you heard, one of the things that he received as a finalist in 2020 was he worked with the an SVP Spark team. And every nonprofit here tonight will also have the chance to work with the Spark team, and that's a package of work worth $4,500 that they get in ongoing support so that they can do the work beyond tonight, beyond next week, beyond next month. Okay, so it's time, y'all.
It's about that time.
It's time, y'all. Can I please have the SEED20 finalists, all 10 finalists, please come to the stage?
Yes. Give them all a big round of applause.
Yes.
Come on out, y'all.
Yes. Yes.
I know there's more of y'all back there. Come on out.
Yeah, let's hear it for them. Now, before we announce the winners, I just want to say, y'all are so crazy. Right? Like, I don't know if you heard, but I asked all 500 of them if they wanted to do this tonight, and they all, like 99% of them said no. Like, they would not do this. So you're a little strange, but it's in the best possible way, right? Because we need people like you that are crazy enough and wild enough and bold enough to feel like they can change the world, because you are the ones who feel it in your heart and you actually do it. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're all very amazing, and as a former participant, I'll tell you, I guess I'm a little crazy too, so we're in good company with y'all. So, but now we're here, it's time for the awards, as Alexis mentioned, and to help with the awards, I want to bring out Jennifer Davis-Martin and Christy Travellino, two SVP volunteers who have spearheaded SEED20, along with so many other volunteers and folks that put their hard work into this amazing program. So, Christy and Jennifer, come on out. There's Jennifer. Oh, Chrissy, sorry. Writing checks. They were busy writing checks. It's okay. How's your hands? Your hands hurt? That's a big check, right? Is that kind of like graffiti, or how does it work? So our very first awards are going to be the In-Kind Awards. The very first one is a digital storytelling package. And this award is donated from award-winning social media consultant Katie McIver, and also Blue Tide Creative, a marketing firm that focuses on strategic communication, and they've been doing it very well for quite some time. This package is designed to take the selected participants and take their SEED20 pitch and really just take it to the next level, right? Particularly as it relates to social media, which we all know you really can't get much done without social media. Sometimes bad, but hopefully with these folks, a lot of good. So the very first winner of this In-Kind Award will be... All right, the very first winner is going to be the Friendship Circle. Congratulations. You can take the envelope. Oh, there you go. All right, congratulations to you. So the next award we will be presenting is coming. It's a professional video production package by Angel Bello Films. This one is valued at $3,500. And the recipient is going to receive a production service video that's ultimately going to create a production video. Keep saying that over and over again. That ultimately was going to highlight their story and the story that they shared today, and it's going to amplify it visually and audio. And many of you all that watch movies and TV shows, you know the power that there is behind watching something on screen. And that's exactly what this award will do for these folks and give them the ability to do that. So we're going to go ahead and announce the winner of that. So the winner is, and here we go. All right. Did I mention they're going to create a production video? All right. Y'all cheating back there? All right, the winner is going to be the Sullenberg Aviation Museum. Yeah. Congratulations. Big one. All right, that's a big one. Yeah. Stick that in the ATM. So our next award is going to be the second place prize award that you, the audience, selected. So in order to go ahead and get this award, this one is going to be for $7,000 and is one of our sponsors. I want y'all to welcome from Ally Financial.
Can we do the community award first?
You want to do the community award
Yeah,
first?
let's do the community.
All right, let's do the community award first. Never mind. Changed my mind.
Psych. You're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. We are moving on to the cash, the fat stacks of cash award section of the evening, but we're going to start with the community award. So most of you, or some of you, may have voted for this. It was an open voting period for about 20 days prior to tonight, earlier this month. And the prompt was, who inspires you the most? And it's a cash award with over 1,100 votes. The winner is... Do we have a winner?
I got it right here.
We have a winner.
Because I skipped a line.
Oh, good. I've always wanted to do this. It's like the Oscars. This is so exciting. Money Magnets.
Money
Club.
Magnet! Congratulations.
And our next award is the Coaches Award. So our coaches have been working with the nonprofits here for the last 2 months. They've spent a lot of time with them. They've invested a lot of time in them, and they've gotten to know them really, really well. So the coaches, our volunteer coaches, decided this award. And the criteria was the individual's commitment to the coaching process and their collaboration among the cohort. So do we have an envelope for the Coaches Award? Okay. The winner is Friendship Circle.
Friendship Circle! Can we do this?
You can do.
Can we do it?
Now.
Can we
You
do
can
it? We can do it.
now.
All right. I'm excited. So hey, y'all, we're about to announce the second place award for real this time. Actually, no, I gotta go. I'm just kidding. It's a video. No. So this one is actually for $7,000, and you in the crowd, you selected these folks to be the second place winner. So we're very excited to bring up here Miss Natalie Brown, who is a Senior Director of Corporate Citizenship from Ally Financial. So Natalie, come on up. I'm excited about it.
I'm very excited. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for you all. Wonderful. So excited to have you. On behalf of Ally Financial, we are so excited to support SEED20. Building social capital is important to us as we focus on economic mobility, and we know that these organizations are rolling up their sleeves every day to help our community. So with that, drum roll. Second place goes to the Facts Initiative.
Thank you, Natalie, and thank you to Ally Financial. And I think now is the moment of truth, is it
It's
not?
the big moment, y'all. Are you ready?
Should we do an intermission? You want to do an intermission?
No, I want to give this money away. I'm ready. Okay, so to present the Wells Fargo People's Choice Grand Prize winner of $20,000 is Rod Banks, a senior community relations consultant at Wells Fargo.
Good evening. Congratulations to everyone. We're so excited at Wells Fargo to be a part of this. We've been a headline sponsor since the beginning. This is probably one of the most exciting events, one of the most meaningful events that we get to participate in, because we get to meet new nonprofits who are doing innovative work and have that passion to serve our community in a great way. We've developed relationships with many of the alumni of this program. Some of the folks that are on this stage we've supported, and we've seen them grow and using our social capital as a large financial institution here in Charlotte, which is home to over 28,000 of our employees here in the market. So this is our home, and we're so excited about it. One of the things I wanted to announce before we announce the winner about the match is, thanks to all of you here, we've exceeded the match. So we've raised.
All right.
And those numbers continue to keep going up, so continue to make those donations. But we've totaled over $41,000 for nonprofits on the stage, and we've made the decision that the $20,000 match will be divided among each of the 10 nonprofits here. So keep making those donations, and each nonprofit will at least get $2,000 or more because of your contributions today. Thank you for all of the great work and your donation to this program. So without further ado, we're going to announce the grand prize winner that you all voted on today. And we have Reggie coming out with the big check.
A lot of money coming through. Watch out.
So without further ado, the grand prize winner for the 2023 SEED20 is Pivot Point Shelter Village. Congratulations.
All right, so congratulations to every single one of you. Big round of applause for them once again. Thank you all for everything you do. Thank you. So before we head into the reception, we're going to give the SEED20 class an opportunity to go ahead and get to your tables. You're probably going to have to sprint. No, I'm just kidding. But they will be setting up over at their tables. And so if y'all want, I don't know if you could squeeze through with those big old checks, might be a little tough for some of y'all. But in a moment, you're going to join them for our reception to truly celebrate their accomplishments. Every single one of them, they all came up here and gave it their all. And they put their heart and soul into what they do every single day to really make Charlotte the city that we can all be proud of. So I highly encourage you to please stick around. Walk on out there, visit each of their tables, talk about how you can help, whether it be volunteering your time, whether it be volunteering, some money, donating some money, and really just getting involved. We also are, accepting at the SVP table. If you want to learn a little bit more about our donor advised funds, please swing by the SVP table. And while you're there, you might as well ask them how you can get involved, because we're always looking for more people to help drive initiatives like SEED20, like Spark, and like everything else that SVP does. So really thank you for being here.
And our digital program is available at SEED20.org. And the donation instructions will be there well past tonight. So if you didn't get a chance to donate, or if you're thinking over the weekend, or if someone's story is pulling at your heartstrings next week, there's still time to donate. Go to SEED20.org. And lastly, I just want to thank our sponsors again, Children's Theater at Imaginon, all the donors, everyone who donated, everyone who volunteered, all of the coaches who gave their time, and the staff. And most of all, I just want to thank you all for coming out tonight, and I hope to see you at the reception. Thank you so much, and have an awesome, awesome night.
Have a great night, everyone.